At a time when everyone is trying to escape the era of woke, it turns out that Hollywood doesn't realize they are the joke. Now, a new study, a new initiative out of the University of Southern California declares they don't have enough women. They don't have enough people of color taking the lead in movies. Today, we'll tell you what it means and why, secretly, Hollywood has done this to themselves. Welcome back, folks. Come one, come all, heed the call for understanding entertainment and for staying ahead of that culture curve. It's pesky, but folks, we are here to keep you frisky and ready to stay ahead of it indeed. Get ready to click that like button. And folks, if you are new to the channel, we hope that over time we can earn your subscription. Without further ado, here we go. We'll give you what's happening in Hollywood as they double down on DEI. At a time such as this, take a look at it. It's out of Reuters. It's by Danielle Broadway. And it says, Hollywood boosts female leads, but lags in people of color, report finds. And you're going to find as we read this that they really, really want DEI and woke to continue. No joke. Here we go.
But wait, before you get into this, scroll back up to the picture of Cynthia Erivo.
Yep.
Those are not fake nails, are they? It looks to me like she's just glued random office appliances to her fingers.
I'm glad that it's the nails. I'm
pretty sure there's a stapler on her thumb.
It looks, the nails look to me, Lauren, without being mean, they look like she put Play-Doh on the end of her fingers and dried it. I mean, that's just, I'm sorry. It's not doing it for me. It's not meant to do it for me, though. I'm not the target audience here. Okay. From Los Angeles, out of Reuters, out of the top 100 movies in 2024, more than half featured a story centered on a female actor as a lead or co-lead. The first-time representation has been above the U.S. Census, where girls and women comprised 50.5% of the population, a 2025 report from the University of Southern California found, USC. Now, I want to make sure that everybody understands how this game is played before we get too far into this. Out of the top 100 movies in 2024, more than half features a story centered on a female actor. Okay. Before we go any more into this, I want you to realize that although that sounds important, when you make it be the top 100 movies, it becomes largely meaningless. And the reason for that is that after you get out of the top 20, the amount of money these movies made down in the bottom half are so small as to be completely and totally forgetful. Like nobody even has heard of some of these movies if we're measuring the top 100. If you want a meaningful statistic, what you need is like the top 20 or the top 10. But the top 100? Well, I mean, seriously, we'll get on that in just a minute. Vash, while we're doing this, could you look up the top 100 movies of 2024 for me? Can you do that?
Absolutely.
All right, Vash is going to get on that. However, representation fell for people of color in film, the report said. The USC Annenberg Inclusion Initiative, so notice it's an initiative, so they're initiating more, examined 1,800 top grossing films from 2007 to 2024 and assessed the gender, race, and ethnicity as well as the ages of the leading and co-leading actors for each movie. Now, here's where we get into some real pablum, you might even say. This is the first time we can say that gender equality has been reached in top grossing films, said Dr. Stacy L. Smith, founder of the USC Annenberg Inclusion Initiative. This is not the result of an economic awakening, but is due to a number of different constituencies and efforts at advocacy groups at studios through DEI initiatives to assert the need for equality on screen, Smith added. You'll notice that Smith has no interest in merit or on consumer response. Films like Wicked with lead Cynthia Erivo, Anora with lead Mikey Madison, and Anya Taylor-Joy in Furiosa, a Mad Max saga, set the stage for these gains in Hollywood gender equality. I would say that Furiosa was a furious flop. Out of the 100 top grossing films of 2024, 54 featured a girl or woman in a lead or co-lead role, the USC report said. This reflects an increase from 2023 when only 30 movies featured a female identified protagonist. Now it goes on to say that 66% of Universal Pictures had a female actor lead, 55% for Warner Brothers, 54% for Lionsgate. We've got 44% for Paramount, only 40% for Walt Disney, 38% for Sony. And then it says that there was a decrease in terms of individuals who are quote unquote of color in the lead. By the way, one of the issues I have with this is that I don't know how you measure this when you have an ensemble cast. Like, who is the lead necessarily? It's not obvious to me. Now, Vash, we want to go to the top 100, and you've got that for us. So, Vash, go down to the bottom 20 of the top 100, please. And let's see if we know any of these and if it was meaningful for us to have included them. Go ahead. Start at number 80, Vash, and just read these out to us.
Number 80 is Immaculate.
Nope.
Number 81, Monkey Man. Oh, not good. 82, Doroman the movie.
Nobitas. Vash? How much did Doroman the movie make?
Worldwide, $33,000. Or yeah, $33 million.
Okay.
I believe it's pronounced Doraemon.
Doraemon. Sorry about that. Thank you so much.
Here we go. Now it's not. We're going to get into a Pokemon versus Pokemon argument. We've done it now. Read the next one for us, Vash.
Absolutely. The Watchers at 83. Harbin at 84. Borderlands at 85. Ooh, man, Lionsgate.
Okay,
that's
I take
tough.
it back. We have heard some of these. We have heard of some of these. Borderlands. We ready to go. Oh, keep going. Keep going. That's
okay. 86. Harold and the Purple Crayon.
Wait a minute, Vash. Did you just say crayon?
Crayon. Yeah. It's
hands up if you said crayon. Hands up.
You know what?
Are all of you crayon?
West Coast thing.
As long as you're not crown people, like that. I don't know what to do with that.
Yeah. I get you. Okay, crayon.
Crayon.
People in here.
87, I guess, is a My Hero Academia. You're next. I guess that was
okay,
anime.
That one. Go down to number 100. How bad is it if we get down to 100? What do we got?
The Firefighters at number 100, $25 million.
I can't dismiss Firefighters. That really puts me in a hard spot there, Vash.
101 is Juror number 2.
No, we'll stop. Okay. All right. Bottom line here is that many of the movies that you're going to find in the bottom 50 are simply, they just didn't do anything and nobody cares. So whether or not you've got somebody of diversity in those bottom 50, totally different story than in the top 20. All right, Kevin, let me go to you first. Hollywood and the USC seem to want a further push into this. Give me your thoughts on whether that's good, bad, ugly, or indifferent.
It's silly. It's silly. I think we had data last year or to close at the close of last year that showed that audiences are not into the DEI casting. They just don't want it. People just want story. So doubling down and thinking that you can for lack of a less gentle way to put it, female magic Negro your way into $1 billion. It's just not going to happen. It's people need to be entertained. So stop it with this already. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson?
We're going to keep teaching it over and over and over and over and over again. I'm enjoying teaching this lesson. I'm having fun with it now. It's like, see all this money I got? It's mine. You can't have it anymore. I'm going to go enjoy it doing these other things.
What you're saying, Kevin, is stories matter.
Oh, no. Well, maybe they don't matter as much as you think. So this is very interesting. From Rasmussen Reports here, September 17, 2021. That's a few years ago. But you remember 2021. I mean, this is what the height of all this DEI stuff and the progressive influence. Rasmussen Reports, few see Hollywood's influence as positive. That's something right there. Also, too, if we're just talking about the Walt Disney Company, 47% say Disney has gotten worse. That was just recently, January 9th, 2025. I think Kevin Paulo is right. I think we are seeing a trend where people aren't necessarily as receptive to this progressive ideology through the use of DEI and so forth that they've been pushing in films as of late. I think people are kind of receding from it, and it's not as influential or as beneficial to the industry and really raising up voices as they would like to say that it is. In fact, people seem to be rejecting those voices even more because they've been they've had these things pushed on them in the way that they have, which is having, well, the opposite effect of, I'm sure, what they intended. So I hope we're getting away from this, but what's really disconcerting is that the Oscars have institutionalized this with their new qualification standards. Go ahead.
Well, look at it this way. It's like, I'm going to show off how old I am here, is that back in grade school, when you would earn a pizza party and they would wheel in a TV, a CRT TV with a VCR, and we would watch old Disney movies or stuff like Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and it's like, that's not a Disney one, but you got, Robin Hood or The Sword and the Stone, all of that stuff
came from Showbiz Pizza Place. That's what I hope.
Could you imagine the kids 20 years from now having to watch Captain Marvel? Remember also, that'll be a 20-year-old movie at that time that was set in the 90s. So they'll be watching a 20-year-old movie celebrating 20 years before that. It'll be like them watching the 1955 sequence from Back to the Future.
It's like Back to the Future with no artistic value whatsoever. But guys, can I get in trouble? Will you all join me? We're it's a panel of men. Can we get in trouble for a minute? Thank you, Tim. All right. Here's what I think. I think that if they want more female leads in Hollywood, they're going to have to bring back romance movies.
Yep.
They're going to have to bring back rom-coms. You know why they can't get as many women leads? It's because they're not allowed to have romances anymore, and they're not allowed to have romances anymore because women in Hollywood are not allowed to be depicted as falling in love or needing no man, and thus, well, it makes it harder for women to be leads because women, that's what the women of America want to see. It's what the women of the world want to see, because it turns out that people actually like finding love in their life. Who would have thought it? Guys, have I solved it here? You think USC will take that to heart? Do you think that the Inclusion Initiative will say, geez, Louise, that Pro Channel, we've seen the light. We need more romance movies.
It's not just romance. You need beefy men. You need beautiful women. You need action movies. You need comedy. It's like, who would have thought that in 2025 that what Hollywood would be pushing is serious versions of It's Pat? That's where we're at.
That's a
Not
great.
to mention the gold mine that's waiting for them if they just, go back to the things that people actually want to see. We know Barbie had all the woke nonsense in it, but girls went to see it anyways because they wanted to see a movie that they could actually, dress up pretty for, have like exciting, stunning like scenery and all that, like living like a model life. And what it bring it? $2 billion. Now imagine if they actually made a movie that women have been clamoring for that is actually logically made. You could have like a $3 billion movie. It's insanity.
I would argue that Barbie made $2 billion because it was accidentally based, and it gave guys something to go do.
They accidentally made Ken worth watching. Hey, Kevin, if we're going to do rom-coms, I think you need to be the beefy man. Would you mind being the beefy male in the movies that the women all swoon around? Could you do that, Kevin?
I think I could handle it. I
really appreciate you taking that sacrifice for us.
He's
it's
willing
really
to take the
amazing.
bullet.
It really is amazing, though, because I think Pro really has touched on something here. The romantic subplots being removed from films. I mean, it is profound. I didn't really notice it for a little while, and now it's like it's unavoidable. I think somebody in the chat actually said too, this is why Titanic was, one of the highest grossing films of all time. And it's interesting when you look at Western entertainment, there's almost no romance at all. When you look at international entertainment, like from anime, for example, it's like every single anime, I don't care if it's an action series like Soul Leveling, it's got a romantic subplot in it. because I think they're looking to appeal to the broadest demographics possible, include as many people as possible, and they understand that romance has its place in media and entertainment, unlike today with Western entertainment. So I think it's very, very important that we bring back some of these genres, like Lauren was talking about, somebody from the genre guys, actually, to bring some of this stuff back and to reincorporate in the films, because my, oh my, when you're only speaking to a very small slice of the audience, but you're bankrolling 4-quadrant pictures, it's not going to work out too well.
And truthfully, if I can pull up what you were saying real quick here, the reality with romance is it's a part of humanity. It's a part of the human experience. People don't go to movies to just see, I don't know, 2 rocks in front of a screen because they don't have any emotion or anything like that. We want to see and feel and connect with these characters. I remember years ago, back when The Force Awakens came out, there were certain times where I'm just like, this film feels kind of stilted and creepy because it just doesn't have that draw of like romance and stuff like that. Everything was very stilted by the books. Rogue One had this problem too. And the reality is, even with those who like don't have, lustful attraction, trying to say this for YouTube here, and who are asexual and such, they still have ability, to connect. They have love, romance. It's literally what separates us out and brings unity to people. And when you completely devoid a movie of that, you just have a barren wasteland where it starts looking like a creepy corporate video that you have to watch during training. That's what our movies are now. It's creepy.
Well, I have good news for everyone. We have managed to obtain 2 scenes from the upcoming romantic film starring one Kevin Apollo. Here are those 2 leaked scenes early.
We need rest. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is spongy and bruised.
Wear clothes. Oop, almost forgot that one.
CGI is impressive there, Kevin.
Fantastic delivery.
All right.
I definitely thought it was going to be a Blazing Saddles.
You know what? We'll get it in the queue. We definitely will, just for you. Good night, game over, drive home safely. Folks, this video is done. But before we all head home, we only ask one thing. Folks, as you get ready to head on out, consider clicking that like button. Share, subscribe, click it, stick it to those pesky algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below and share your thoughts, for a mind is a terrible thing to waste. Waste not that beautiful personality of yours. And folks, we would say, as you get ready to head out the door, that it has been an honor to spend time with you, an attitude of gratitude each and every time that you elect to join together with us. Breaking bread and breaking entertainment, well, the industry. No, we like entertainment. It's the industry that irks us sometimes. Well, it was a good time. We hope you had a good time. Folks, until the next time, keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.